Hi. I'm Tamara Cronus, and I am proud to be your candidate here in Nanaimo Ladysmith. And it is fabulous to be joined here tonight with two marvelous members of our team right here on Vancouver Island, Mary Lee who is running for us in Courtenay, Alberni, and Alana DeLong, who is our candidate in Cowichan, Malahat, Langford.
God's people. Yeah. Most of the time.
Okay, we're supposed to get energized here. This is good. I've been talking to voters about Canada's recovery plan every day at the doors, and the response has been amazing. But tonight, I want to talk to you about a leader, the leader that Canada needs. He was born in Montreal and grew up outside of Toronto. He joined the Canadian Armed Forces at 17 and completed basic training right here in British Columbia. He served in the Air Force, where he flew on Sea King helicopters off the East Coast. After leaving the military, he became a lawyer, then a member of Parliament, then a cabinet minister. He knows our great country. He has served our great country. And he is ready to lead our great country. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the next Prime Minister of Canada, Mr. Erin O'Toole.
Good evening, Nanaimo! It is so great to be here on Vancouver Island with our incredible team in an incredible corner of this beautiful country. We have a great team of candidates here on the island. I know they're going to make great members of Parliament who are going to fight for Vancouver Island in Ottawa. Friends, this has been a tough year and a half for our country, for families here on the island and in every corner of Canada. And that's why we're getting out to all parts of this country to talk about the future, to talk about the Conservative Party plan to secure our future. This reckless election, called by Justin Trudeau as he ignored the briefings on the Delta variant rising across the country, as he ignored the forest fires raging here in British Columbia, and as he ignored for 6 years the pleas of folks from the island, from the mainland, about the housing crisis, pricing people out of this country. Justin Trudeau called this election for himself. But in actual fact, this election is about each one of you and your families. It's about the future. And all of us, as a country, have a very, very important choice to make in this election. Because you know what? I'm standing on the west side of our great country, and we are at a crossroads. The future and the paths before us in this election could not be more different. The first path, the one we're on, with Justin Trudeau and Jagmeet Singh, no plan for an economic recovery for Canada after COVID-19. Boo indeed. Neither one of them have a plan to get Canada out of debt. Neither of them care that every single day Justin Trudeau is spending $424 million more than Canada is bringing in. Neither of them are concerned that inflation is suddenly a crisis for our country for the first time in over 3 decades. Neither of them realize that the costs for seniors, for families, are skyrocketing at a time they see their pensions flat and wages decreasing. And when Justin Trudeau is asked about this, he's asked about monetary policy and inflation, he says, I don't think about monetary policy because it doesn't matter to families. Yes, that was my response too. If a prime minister is not thinking about the cost of living crisis and how inflation is on the shoulders of our seniors and on our families, that means that Justin Trudeau is not thinking about families. But thankfully, at that crossroads, there is another path. And that's the path of Canada's Conservatives, a team that will focus relentlessly on creating jobs, giving families a break, tackling the housing and cost of living crisis, and getting our country back on track. This election about who has a plan to get our country back on track, heal the unity divisions, and bring a little pride back to Canada again. To create the jobs we need in all sectors and in all regions of the country, to make housing more affordable to our kids and grandkids, and to get the country moving. This is about who's going to make life easier for people, to get to work, to build a business, like funding the long-awaited ferry service between Nanaimo and downtown Vancouver. This election is about who each of you think can secure the future for Canada and for your family. And I'll tell you, as Tamara said, my patriotism was really forged in British Columbia at basic training at Chilliwack. You remember what it's like, Mary. Serving alongside incredible men and women from all walks of life who were putting their country first. It made me proud of this great country. I served at Comox as well on the island doing training. Hear, hear. And if the military taught me one thing, is it's you need a plan for every mission you're on. And right now, our plan is to rescue Canada, to get us back on track, to secure the future for all families. And the mission, the plan we have, is Canada's recovery plan that will get the economy firing on all cylinders in all regions of this great country. And as our candidates know, there's 5 pillars. The first, we will secure jobs, 1 million jobs in 1 year to get this country working again. We will secure accountability by introducing the toughest anti-corruption laws to clean up the mess in Justin Trudeau's Ottawa. Why do you need the toughest anti-corruption laws? Because we've had the most corrupt government in our history. And then I know the island has a lot of veterans and first responders that are retired. Something that I'm passionate about, our third pillar. We're going to show leadership with our National Mental Health Action Plan as a country. We're going to start making sure we treat mental health as health and get our country well again. Our fourth pillar, we're going to secure capacity. We're going to make sure we don't have to rely on anyone in a crisis. Domestic capacity and vaccines, making sure Canada is ready for the next crisis we face. And finally, friends, one that is important to me as a father to two amazing kids. Look at them, how well they're sitting there. I'm not going to let Justin Trudeau bankrupt their future, so we're going to get the budget back into balance over the course of the next decade. Now is the time for a plan. And now is the time for a prime minister who actually gets something done. It is not about the photograph, Mr. Trudeau, it's about the follow-up. That is what we have to tell Canadians in this election, because if not, the alternative, more of the same with Justin Trudeau. More reckless spending, more insider deals, more ethical scandals, more entitlement, and absolutely no plan to bring this country together and get it back to work. Canadians cannot afford more of the same. We've already seen the impact of inflation on this country, driving up the costs of everything. Gas for commuting families going up. Groceries, food for your family going up. Back to school clothes for the kids, and it's coming next week, guys. It's going up. Justin Trudeau is making your life less affordable today, and he's planning on your kids and grandkids paying for his debts tomorrow. From day one, a Conservative government will work tirelessly to make life more affordable for you and your family. And we're going to start off right with a month-long GST holiday in December. Giving families a break and helping bricks and mortar retailers in the process. We're going to go further. We're going to get prices down for your phone and internet bills. We're going to get your grocery bills down with more competition and a code of conduct. And we know the housing crisis has gotten worse each and every year Justin Trudeau has been Prime Minister. And the epicenter of the housing crisis is here in British Columbia. We launched an ambitious plan for housing in Canada's Recovery Plan. We'll open up more federal lands for supply, build more homes, help first-time home buyers, build more purpose-built rental housing, and we will stop foreign money from making the housing crisis worse. You know, Justin Trudeau actually fought against our plans to stop foreign buyers from driving up real estate prices here on Vancouver Island, in the mainland, and in the interior. Our plan will get 1 million new units built in the next 3 years so that more families can find a home in the community they live in. So, friends, this election is about the future. This election is about our country. I love our country, and I know that you love it too. Canada is the greatest country in the world. Hear, hear indeed. We should be proud with the glowing hearts as Canadians to be proud of this country. We are not a perfect country. We have challenges we must confront, like the fourth wave we're in right now of COVID, to reconciliation with Indigenous peoples, to tackling the inequalities we see in our society. But as Canadians, we're going to do this together. We're going to work together to fight against COVID-19. We're going to walk the road of reconciliation alongside our First Nation friends and neighbors. We're going to harness our true patriot love to tackle the challenges facing our country, from climate change to the opioid crisis, united in the belief that Canadians can overcome any challenge when we work together and when we're proud of this country. Justin Trudeau and Jagmeet Singh always find ways to tear the country down, always focusing on where we have fallen down or fallen short. Well, friends, I want to build our country up, inspire all Canadians to build a stronger and more united True North, strong and free. You know, I'm just a kid from the burbs in Toronto. Grew up in a middle-class home, and sometimes I'm just so honored to be standing with amazing candidates with a great plan to move our country forward. When Justin Trudeau was first running to be Prime Minister of this great country, he was asked what country he most admired. Do you remember what his answer was? Well, friends, now I'm running to be Prime Minister of Canada. I want to tell you, the country I most admire is the country I've served every day of my adult life, the great country of Canada. I believe that Canada's best days are on the horizon. I believe that we can bring back hope and unity in this country. I believe that with our plan, we can create 1 million good jobs in the next year, get the cost of living crisis under control. We can make real progress on reconciliation and inequality. We can recover our economy, but even more importantly, recover our hope for the future. And we're going to do this together. We're going to do this with Canada's recovery plan, and we're going to start on day one as a Conservative government. So friends, I need you to tell your neighbors, your co-workers, your friend at Tim Hortons, Canada's Conservatives have the plan that Canada needs. We've got the team here on Vancouver Island that BC and Canada needs. So let's secure the future. Let's get to work. Thank you.